Welcome back to Coffee Break English. I am Noah. Tonight we continue our journey with Vol.2 of the original text of The Little Prince. We have seen the birth of the rose and the sadness of the sunsets. Tonight the little prince decides to leave his planet to discover the universe. We will travel with him to visit the first few asteroids and meet the grown-ups who live there. As always, I will honor every word of the original text exactly as it was written. I will only pause to spell and explain the key words. Let your body sink into the bed. Let the stars be your guide. Let us begin. Chapter 9. I believe that for his escape, he took advantage of the flock of wild birds. On the morning of his departure, he put his planet in perfect order. He carefully cleaned out his active volcanoes. There were 2 active volcanoes, and they were very convenient for heating his breakfast in the morning. He also had 1 extinct volcano, but as he said, one never knows. So he cleaned out the extinct volcano too. If they are well cleaned out, volcanoes burn slowly and steadily, without any eruptions. Departure, D-E-P-A-R-T-U-R-E. Eruptions, E-R-U-P-T-I-O-N-S. The little prince also pulled up with a certain degree of melancholy the last little shoots of the baobabs. He believed that he should never want to return. But on this last morning, all these familiar tasks seemed very precious to him. And when he watered the flower for the last time and prepared to place her under the shelter of her glass globe, he realized that he was very close to tears. "Goodbye," he said to the flower, but she did not answer him. Melancholy, M-E-L-A-N-C-H-O-L-Y. Chapter 10. He found himself in the neighborhood of the asteroids 300, and 25 300, and 26 300, and 27 300, and 28 300, and 29, and 330. He began therefore by visiting them in order to add to his knowledge. The first of them was inhabited by a king. The king, clad in royal purple, and ermine, was seated upon a throne, which was at the same time quite simple and majestic. Inhabited, I-N-H-A-B-I-T-E-D. Majestic, M-A-J-E-S-T-I-C. "Ah, here is a subject," exclaimed the king when he saw the little prince coming. And the little prince asked himself, how could he recognize me since he had never seen me before? He did not know how the world is simplified for kings. To them, all men are subjects. Simplified, S-I-M-P-L-I-F-I-E-D. Chapter 11. The second planet was inhabited by a conceited man. "Ah, a visit from an admirer," he exclaimed from a distance. For to conceited men, all other men are admirers. Conceited, C-O-N-C-E-I-T-E-D. Admirer, A-D-M-I-R-E-R. "What should I do to make the hat fall off?" asked the little prince. "Clap your hands one against the other," the conceited man directed him. The little prince clapped his hands. The conceited man raised his hat in a modest salutation. "This is more entertaining than the visit to the king," said the little prince to himself. Salutation, S-A-L-U-T-A-T-I-O-N. Chapter 12. The next planet was inhabited by a tippler. This was a very short visit, but it plunged the little prince into deep dejection. "What are you doing there?" he said to the tippler, whom he found settled in silence before a number of empty bottles and a number of full bottles. "I am drinking," replied the tippler with a lugubrious air. Dejection, D-E-J-E-C-T-I-O-N. Lugubrious, Lugubrious. Why are you drinking? Demanded the little prince. So that I may forget, replied the tippler. Forget what? Inquired the little prince, who already was sorry for him. Forget that I am ashamed. The tippler confessed, hanging his head. Ashamed of what? Insisted the little prince, who wanted to help him. Ashamed of drinking. The tippler brought his speech to an end and shut himself up in an impregnable silence. Impregnable. Impregnable. Chapter 13. The fourth planet was to a businessman. This man was so much occupied that he did not even raise his head at the little prince's arrival. "Good morning," said the little prince. "Your cigarette has gone out. 3 and 2 make 5. 5 and 7, 12. 12 and 3, 15. Good morning. 15 and 7, 22. 22 and 6, 28. I have no time to light it again." Occupied, occupied. "And what do you do with 500 millions of stars?" asked the little prince. "I administer them," replied the businessman. "I count them and recount them. It is difficult, but I am a man who is naturally of a serious mind." Administer, administer. Chapter 14. The fifth planet was very strange. It was the smallest of all. There was just enough room on it for a street lamp and a lamplighter. The little prince could not reach any explanation of what use could be a street lamp and a lamplighter on a tiny planet without any people. However, he said to himself, "It may be that this man is absurd, but he is less absurd than the king, the conceited man, the businessman, and the tippler. For at least his work has some meaning." Absurd, absurd. Chapter 15. The sixth planet was 10 times larger than the last one. It was inhabited by an old gentleman who wrote voluminous books. "Oh look, here is an explorer," he exclaimed to himself when he saw the little prince coming. The little prince sat down on the table and panted a little. He had already traveled so much and so far. Voluminous, voluminous. "What is that big book?" asked the little prince. "What are you doing?" "I am a geographer," said the old gentleman. A geographer is a scholar who knows the location of all the seas, the rivers, the towns, the mountains, and the deserts. Geographer, geographer. Vocabulary review and practice. Tonight, we have traveled with the little prince to many strange planets. Let us review the words that are now woven into your mind. Departure, departure. Melancholy, melancholy. Majestic, majestic. Conceited, conceited. Lugubrious, lugubrious. Impregnable, impregnable. Administer, administer. Absurd, absurd. Voluminous, voluminous. Geographer, geographer. Chapter 16. The seventh planet then was the Earth. The Earth is not just any planet. It contains 111 kings, including, of course, the African kings, 7,000 geographers, 900,000 businessmen, 7.5 million tipplers, 311 million conceited men, in all about 2 billion grown-ups. Geographers, Geographers. Grown-ups, Grownoups. To give you an idea of the size of the Earth, I will tell you that, before the invention of electricity, it was necessary to maintain over the whole of the 6 continents a real army of 462,511 lamplighters for the street lamps. Seen from a slight distance, that made a splendid effect. Invention, invention. Splendid, splendid. Chapter 17. When one wishes to play the wit, he sometimes wanders a little from the truth. I have not been altogether honest in what I have told you about the lamplighters. I may run the risk of giving a false idea of our planet to those who do not know it. Men occupy very little space on Earth. Altogether, altogether. Occupy, occupy. When the little prince arrived on Earth, he was very much surprised not to see any people. He was beginning to be afraid he had come to the wrong planet when a coil of gold-colored light stirred in the sand. "Good evening," said the little prince courteously. "Good evening," said the snake. "What planet is this on which I have come down?" asked the little prince. "On the Earth in Africa," replied the snake. Courteously, courteously. It means in a very polite and respectful manner. Ah, then there are no people on Earth? This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The Earth is large, said the snake. The little prince sat down on a stone and raised his eyes toward the sky. I wonder, he said, whether the stars are set alight in heaven, so that one day each one of us may find his own again. Chapter 18. The little prince crossed the desert and met with only one flower, a flower with 3 petals, a flower of no account at all. "Good morning," said the little prince. "Good morning," said the flower. "Where are the people?" asked the little prince courteously. The flower had once seen a caravan passing. Caravan, caravan. A group of people traveling together, especially across a desert. People, I believe there are 6 or 7 of them in existence. I caught a glimpse of them several years ago, but one never knows where to find them. The wind blows them away. They have no roots, and that makes their life very difficult. "Goodbye," said the little prince. "Goodbye," said the flower. Existence, existence. Chapter 19. After that, the little prince climbed a high mountain. The only mountains he had ever known were the 3 volcanoes which came up to his knees, and he used the extinct volcano as a footstool. From a mountain as high as this one, he said to himself, "I shall be able to see the whole planet at one glance and all the people." But he saw nothing save peaks of rock that were very sharp. Extinct, extinct. No longer active. "Good morning," he said courteously. "Good morning, good morning, good morning," answered the echo. "Who are you?" asked the little prince. "Who are you, who are you, who are you?" answered the echo. Be my friends. I am all alone, he said. I am all alone, I am all alone, I am all alone, answered the echo. What a queer planet, he thought. It is altogether dry and altogether salty, and the people have no imagination. They repeat whatever one says to them. On my planet I had a flower. She always was the first to speak. Imagination. Imagination. Chapter 20. But it happened that, after walking for a long time through sand and rocks and snow, the little prince at last came upon a road. And all roads lead to the abodes of men. Good morning, he said. He was standing before a garden all abloom with roses. Good morning, said the roses. The little prince gazed at them. They all looked like his flower. Abodes, A-B-O-D-E-S. A formal word for houses, or places where people live. Who are you? He asked, thunderstruck. We are roses, said the flowers. And he was overcome with sadness. His flower had told him that she was the only one of her kind in all the universe. And here were 5,000 of them all alike in one single garden. She would be very much annoyed, he said to himself, if she should see that. She would cough most dreadfully. Thunderstruck, Thunderstruck. Annoyed, Annoyed. And he added, I thought that I was rich with a flower that was unique in all the world, and all I had was a common rose. A common rose and 3 volcanoes that come up to my knees. That doesn't make me a very great prince. And he lay down in the grass and cried. Unique, unique. Being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. Vocabulary review and practice. Tonight we followed the little prince to earth. We saw the desert, the mountain, and the garden of roses. Let us review the words we discovered. Geographers, Geographers. Invention, Invention. Altogether, Altogether. Courteously, Courteously. Existence, Existence. Imagination, Imagination. Unique, Unique. The journey on Earth has only just begun. Tonight the little prince learned that his rose might not be as unique as he thought, but soon he will learn the secret of true friendship. Your mind is absorbing these original words perfectly while you rest. If you enjoyed this extended session, please show your support for Coffee Break English. Like this video, and subscribe to follow the rest of the Little Prince's story. I am Noah. Thank you for your dedication to learning. Sleep deeply now. Dream of the mountains and the golden garden of roses. Good night, good night, good night.